Former President of the Court of Appeal, Justice Issa Ayosalami, hinted that Nigeria is heading for doom if it fails to address the growing corruption in the polity. Also, the Auditor General of the Federation, Anthony Ayine, said corruption, a global phenomenon, is becoming endemic in Nigeria as an estimated $2.6 trillion has been stolen through corruption every year, according to the United Nations Executive. Chairman Kakol Debo Adeniran joins us now for his perspective on this. Thank you very much for joining us.
It's my pleasure. Thanks.
All right, this administration hopped its 2015 campaign on the fight against corruption, one of the cardinal points.
That's right.
Now, so far, how do you think this administration has fared?
Well, for so long we have said that it's been so far so good because the enormity of the work cannot be overemphasized, and you have to start from the start in order to, I mean, if you aim for a good end, you have to do everything that you need to do from the start to ensure that you make good progress, you know, and at the end of the day, you are going to get it. Talking about how far the foundation has been good. When you listen to Justice Ayosalami, he's not actually saying that during these periods that corruption is worse. What he's saying is that the courage, that the judges need to need extra dosage of courage to do their bid, and only very, very few of his colleagues are able to deliver judgments without, you know, fear or favor. And he's also saying that the Auditor Generals of the Federation and the states also should be strengthened through some new legislation, you know, that will make them, you know, perform their duty more effectively, more efficiently, and more effectively, so that it will be.
Would you also draw to retired Justice Salami's, you know, assertion that Nigeria is heading for doom, so to speak, if corruption isn't checked, especially with, you know, what the papers are saying this morning? Now we are having like a battle between which regime or administration fought corruption more. Former President Jonathan's book, My Transition Hours, is saying he fought corruption more than the present government. And of course, the Buhari administration isn't keeping silent on that.
You know what, when a student, you know, rates himself rather than allow the teacher to rate him, meaning that that student already knows that it doesn't worth the rating is given to himself. In this case, the Nigerian people are the teacher that's supposed to rate those that are supposed to serve them. And if Nigerians have rated you below par, then, and you are putting yourself above par, it comes to nullity. I should tell you that what you have in the newspapers are just products of a kind of stereotypic understanding of the whole thing. Imagine from politicians who want to do everything to hoodwink the people with a view to winning their votes. That is not the correct thing on the ground. Remember that the issue of corruption, like you said in the news item, that is a global phenomenon. Right. There's nowhere it has been totally eradicated. But the corruption has become endemic. As a matter of fact, Nigeria was only is to be named the home country of corruption before the present moment. And a lot of cover-up has happened over the years. All through the period military government were in place. You don't know much about what corruption is going on. All through the period that some civilian government took over, you didn't know much because so much cover-up was going on. Right. This is the only administration that has opened up without trying to embellish its performance. He wanted, I mean, it's an administration that...
Even fighting it from within itself.
He's fighting it within himself. In fact, those who defected to the ruling party thinking that that will make a safe haven for themselves, find that are sorely disappointed. Some of them have been jailed. Former governors have been jailed. Some of the former and even serving ministers are being investigated or being tried.
Despite all of that, Transparency International has rated Nigeria, always rated Nigeria the lowest.
My
in corruption
brother,
index.
you cannot start a job and get to the end of it in a day. If you want to demolish this building, during the period you are demolishing, people will see all of the, rubbles and all that. That's what they will say. But when you put down a solid substructure, and you now put a more solid, superstructure on it, it is then that the reward of your activity will be shown to the world.
Right.
What foundation has been laid, instruments have been put in place. Those, instruments, corruption prevention instruments that came, into our statute book during the past regimes, past administrations, they didn't have, political will to implement them. This present administration has done that. It is when the proceeds begin to come that we will realize that a good administration has come to play.
All right, Mr. Debo Adeniran, we appreciate your analysis, of course, over and over again. Thank you for coming on to TVC News.
It's my pleasure.